Hello everyone, Lakey here, and today I want to talk about sniper rifles and the new ammo types and extended mags that some of them received in the new July 1st Canada Day update to Phantom Forces. There are definitely some pretty interesting changes, along with some additions that I'm not too psyched about, and I'll get into all of that in this video. In a pinned comment, I'll have the timestamps for each ammo type or extended mag I talk about, and if there's a specific one you want to hear my thoughts on, you can quickly go to that. So starting on a positive note, the Mosin-Nagant got an extended mag. It can now hold up to 10 shots rather than 5. Even though I compulsively reload when I don't need to, I quite like this addition. Sure, the reload time is longer, but that of course is to be expected with an extended mag like this. The reserve ammo is cut by 10 to a total of 40 rather than 50 with this attachment. However, that's not too bad when you consider the sniper rifle ammo is typically easy to come by if you're on a typical sniping map. Equip speed is also affected, but it's not too big of an issue to deter me from using the extended mag. All in all, I quite like this attachment and think it's a good option for completing your loadout on this gun. Now onto something I've touched on before, the 416 Barrett. This is an ammo type available on all of the 50 caliber sniper rifles, and while it does have its technical upsides, I think that practically this ammo type doesn't make much sense to me. Muzzle velocity is increased with this while penetration depth and damage range are lowered. I don't really think this is a meaningful attachment as the 50 cal sniper rifles all have excellent muzzle velocities to begin with. So increasing it is technically an upside, but marginal for the regular player. I suppose if you're the person who runs to the edge of the borders on highway lot, more muzzle velocity would really suit you, but for regular play, I don't see the point of adding this to your sniper rifle. You're essentially just getting decreased penetration and damage range for a little bit more muzzle velocity on a gun that already has good muzzle velocity, so bullet drop isn't already an issue to begin with. And the penetration on the guns with the 416 Barrett is still really good. It goes down from 10 studs to 6. So again, the effects of this ammo type are, in my opinion, not very impactful at all. And on the topic of the 50 caliber rifles, Dust Shot is also another ammo type that all of them can use, which essentially turns their rifles into shotguns. Given the fire rates of these rifles along with the other properties of them and this ammo type, they are objectively worse than shotguns, and for any practical use, I don't see a point in using them over an actual shotgun, even with other attachments like these shortened barrels that try to suit the sniper rifles better for close range. The penetration depth being reduced to 0.1 studs is also just awful, and I feel like I find many instances where wall bangs are applicable to get a kill, or you just happen to get a wall bang without really trying to, so having 0.1 studs of penetration is garbage. So at the end of the day, I don't see why anyone would use this from a meta standpoint. Sure, it's nice to mess around with, but objectively, shotguns are just better. Next, another ammo type, the 338 Norma, is one that is available for both the AWM and the TRG-42. I don't hate this ammo type, but I don't feel like it's a must-use either. I think its downsides of less minimum damage, lower damage range, lower penetration, and lower muzzle velocity aren't all that worth it for simply better mobility and reload time, but to each their own. I can understand why someone would enjoy this, but to me, it doesn't really add much to the guns. As for the intervention, it can make use of the 375 CheyTac ammo type, and like the 416 Barrett, this increases the muzzle velocity on a rifle with a base muzzle velocity that is already really good. The intervention has the best in class muzzle velocity for its base stat. So again, you're having really good muzzle velocity increased marginally in exchange for damage range reduction and lower penetration. I don't see the point of adding this, and for me personally, I think I will stick to using the intervention without this ammo type. Along to the 17 Wildcat ammo type, this is another one I've talked about before, and this one is available for the BFT50, and it's like the 416 Barrett except for it's on steroids, and it makes your muzzle velocity increased to 6,000 studs per second, and you give up all of your penetration depth, and damage range is halved along with base damage. I don't see why anyone would practically choose to use this, and it hurt my soul to use this. Even the attachment description for this questions your decision to use this. So yeah, it's just another attachment that does technically have an upside, but practically doesn't make any sense to me to use. Now back to the AWM again. It has the ability to be converted into the AWP with the 308 conversion. I like this conversion. You get 10 rounds while keeping a good reload time, and while the damage, muzzle velocity, penetration depth, and damage range are all slightly reduced, they aren't reduced so far off the mark that it makes no sense to use this. 10 rounds is a nice extension. Reserve ammo, of course, is reduced, but as mentioned before, I don't find it to be too hard to find sniper rifle ammo laying on the ground. Moving on to the M107, this gun got an extended mag, but don't let that deceive you. The rifle also got a nerf to its base mag size, putting it down to 5 rather than 10. The extended mag gives you the mag size that you would have before in exchange for a lengthy reload time. I honestly don't mind the poor handling and the long reload time. 10 rounds is 10 rounds, so I will take it. Aim speed is also reduced along with reserve ammo being slightly less, but I don't particularly mind those aspects. Next up, the WA-2000, and this gun can now access the 300 Win Magnum ammo type, which increases damage range, muzzle velocity, and base max damage. The trade-off, however, is a fire rate that is cut in half to 45, lower torso multiplier, and lower base minimum damage and decreased accuracy. So overall, I don't think that this ammo type really changes a whole lot for the gun. It didn't feel super impactful. Doesn't need to be. I enjoyed using it, and yeah, the extra bit of muzzle velocity is a nice touch. However, if you are a more speedy player and prefer to not have as much recoil on the WA-2000 as you can continually fire without scoping out, and maybe you use it more like a DMR, I would not recommend this ammo type for you as the fire rate is cut, and it does seem like there's more recoil using the gun overall. Finally, to close out the ammo types and extended mags, the Steyr Scout has been granted the addition of a 5.56 conversion. This ammo type increases the mag size from 8 to 10, increases the headshot multiplier, and increases the damage range. Penetration depth and muzzle velocity are decreased, along with base damage also being decreased. So if you can't hit headshots, this ammo type is not for you. The one thing I don't like about this ammo type is decreased penetration depth, but it's not a must use in my opinion, as the rifle already has excellent mag size without the ammo type and is still able to one-shot the head at any range regardless, while also being more forgiving for missed shots. So if you do enjoy more rounds and reserve ammo, this ammo type will suit you better. So that about sums up the ammo types and extended mags for those sniper rifles. I would be curious to get your thoughts on them, as well as your input on which of these attachments, if any, you personally use and why. I know that I'm definitely enjoying the extended mags and extended rounds from different ammo types myself, and I suppose I do sound a bit down on this video talking negatively about all these things, but I kind of get it. As with sniper rifles, it almost is fragile in the way that you can add ammo types that really affect the guns, because you could kind of break one possibly if you do the wrong thing. So I understand that, and a lot of technical upsides here, but practically I don't see a whole lot of use in a lot of these, and just playing the game, it doesn't feel like the use of them is all that changed, especially if it's not an ammo type that doesn't give you any extra rounds. It kind of feels like the same. So that's just my take on it, and so I'd be curious to get your thoughts on that. That's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.